Hello, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to begin to introduce ourselves to bases. The first base we're going to be working with is vegetable glycerin, and that's what we replace any soaps or any shampoos for humans and for pets. So we're going to go through a few formulations on how to do, it's a melt and pour method, so it's very easy to do. Because the only thing that we really want to have is something with the least ingredients in the list that we're able to deliver the active ingredients, which is the essential oils. And that's how we picked our bases. From aloe vera gel to soy to beeswax. We look for the purest form, for the least amount of chemicals, so we can deliver the active ingredients. So here's what we're going to be working with. This is, well, it was a 3-pound block that I bought yesterday. And this is vegetable glycerin. Nothing else added to it because we eat it this way, because we're going to be adding the essential oils. It comes in a tub like this. And if you're able to find a craft store around your area, then you won't have to pay shipping costs for glycerin, which is usually the same price what you pay for the material. So this one I got from Michael's. They also have internet capability, so you can order from michaels.com. And if you go to the website and search for coupons, you'll get a 40% coupon on anything in the store, in your local Michael's store, which is what I did. So a block like this, which is usually, it's a 3-pound block, is usually about $34. I got for about $24, which is really neat. And what we do with it is cut a piece. It's a melt and pour method. Now, the importance of replacing soaps didn't come very clear to me until a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I had a call from someone in another state, and I think it was Idaho, and they were calling me because they were just diagnosed with arrhythmia. So they wanted to see if there was an option because they fear the medication. So in our consultation, we do questions and answers. We look at the air, we look at the products, at the 4 areas of good or bad health that we went over in level 1. Well, when we got to the products, because the first question is, when did you get this? Well, it happened a week and a half ago. I began to feel the arrhythmia. I says, okay, a week and a half ago. Questions, did you get the insecticide in your home? Did you buy a new perfume? And as we go through the question, the person tells me that no, but her husband got a new soap and she really don't like that smell. So I tell her simple, just take the soap and put it away, which she did. Guess what? She didn't have arrhythmia. She was reacting to the fragrance of that soap. Okay. We'll put that one to the side. That's important now to look at any fragrance, including soaps and shampoo that could have a negative reaction. I mean, I might be able to use that soap with no problem, but many people might be on medication, but just exposing themselves to fragrances that they're not looking at, they're not paying attention to. So, and that's the importance of our practice. That's one facet that is really neat when we're able to find that out. And it's just searching for, when did you get this? And then we go back to that time and begin to find out any other chemicals that they could have been exposed to that could cause that problem. Then, about 3 months from that date, I had a friend from Sacramento, and she was talking to me and she mentioned that her mother had a problem. She had arrhythmia. And when she went to the doctor could not sap it. It has to be active in the doctor's office for them to be able to treat it. And the doctor gave her a soap to use at home and directed her to take a shower with this soap before she comes for the next testing. So I asked her, what's the name of the soap? Yes, it was the same soap as the one previously that induced arrhythmia. And you're probably wondering what the name of the soap is. So the name of the soap is actually Harry Spring. But it's not just limited to that soap. We have to look and we have to hunt for chemical exposure, and many other illnesses are popping up. And you'll learn a little more about that as we go on in this course, especially on level 4 where we cover the practice. But today we're going to be making soaps. And we're going to be making soaps for a purpose. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this Pyrex cup and begin to melt some amount of soap. As you can see, it's easy to cut. Just make sure you have a dedicated knife to do this, meaning a knife that you only use for your work. That this knife has never seen any food, so I know I won't be able to contaminate it. The same thing with the cutting board. So we're going to melt a little bit because it's, once again, melt and pour. Now I've chosen just the regular glycerin. I mean, there is hemp glycerin, goat glycerin, all kinds of glycerin, aloe vera glycerin. I'm more concerned with just delivering the active ingredients. That's all I want is a delivery method. Of course, that's a way of doing fancy soaps, which this is not the session for, nor do I do them. I do this soap like we do anything else to practice for a purpose, to deliver, once again, the active ingredients. Let me turn this on so we have something to work with. Now, because of the session, I have chosen to melt in a microwave. Of course, the best way is to do it in a double boiler and then melt your vegetable glycerin. But, once again, you can do it in a microwave. And that's okay too, remember. We just need the delivery base. Okay. So one of the things that we can do is, and the reason for it, we're able to make, of course, an acne soap, which we will use tea tree. That's simple. And we will use like a couple of drops of tea trees, I say like around 4 or 5, in a 4-ounce bar. The best mold to get are the flexible molds. Now, these are not made for soap, these are made for baking. But this makes the best mold for soaps because it's easy to pop them out, as you will see with one that I already pre-made. So this is what I prefer. But you can get fancy. You can get into decorating mold. You can get into all kinds of beautiful things. Use food coloring, vegetable food coloring to make different effects and so forth. Use herbs to use different effects. But that I leave to your creativity. This is a very basic health conscious, health directed in how we make the soap, for what purpose. So let's begin by making a skincare soap. And I'm going to be putting, while that is melting, I'm going to be putting some of the skincare essential oils. Definitely I'm going to add lavender. So I'm going to add, this is about a 4-ounce bar that I have here. So I'm going to put 10 drops of lavender. Now, I can either add 2 drops of myrrh, if it's aged skin. That myrrh is a skin preservative. I could add a couple of drops of cedarwood atlas, also a skin preservative. And I could add carrot seed, which is vitamin A, vitamin E, beta-carotene, to the soap. And I can stop right there. And that will be an excellent skincare soap for mature skin, or for any skin. Now, if I add geranium rose, that's when I make it for any skin, because I can use it for oily skin and dry skin. Geranium rose balances the vicious cleanse. You will see when we begin to make a skincare synergies and products and essential oils. So I have lavender, I can put myrrh, I do have cedarwood atlas here, so I'm going to do that. And now it's a simple thing of pouring the melted wax, moving it around with a wood stick. Let it dry, and we'll have the soap. Now, if I'm going to make one for dandruff, we're on. So if I'm going to make one for dandruff, I could either make it in the shampoo form or in the soap form. In the shampoo form, which is what I have here, I just take, and this you have to do, I'll call it cooking Italian. You have to, it's a trial and error. I will begin with about an ounce in a quart of water. Just an ounce of vegetable glycerin. You can melt it in a quart of water. You put it, melt it, shake it around, and that's when you make your shampoo base, or you make your dishwashing base. As you can see, we liquefy the vegetable glycerin by just adding water to it. And this will stay very nicely, and this becomes a very shampoo base that I can make baby shampoo. And I know the ingredients. So it will be baby shampoo with lavender. And the law to follow is 10 drops of the essential oils per ounce of shampoo. Yeah, you can deviate from that. You can add depending on your olfactory taste, but that's how the standard will be. And so this will be liquid. With this liquid, which by the way is less expensive than using a solid, because I just put a lot of water here and I just made a lot of mass. So this is a very economical product. With this I can replace the dog shampoo that has a tremendous ingredient list of chemicals and inert ingredients, which is chemicals that we're not going to tell you, but definitely could be a lot of insecticides and pesticides. So this I can do, I can replace the dog shampoo, because whatever I use on my dog, the child will taste it, I will taste it, it will become part of you, you will absorb it. So it's good to begin to check out the chemicals in the environment, begin to change it. So how would I make a flea shampoo for dogs? Well, you're going to learn that lavender, fleas don't like the smell of lavender. So that's it. I'm going to put 10 drops per ounce of shampoo, and I have a flea shampoo that I can shampoo my dog. But what about tick problem? That's no problem, because ticks don't like the smell of rosemary. So I'm going to put there also 10 more drops per ounce in that shampoo. Now I have a flea and tick shampoo. But I'm going to add something else, because usually, the dog is scratching if it's itching, whether it's a dog or a human being. I'm going to add cedarwood atlas. 5 drops of cedarwood atlas. Once again, it is your formulation. It is to your liking. You don't want to go wrong if you put 5 more drops or 3 more drops. If it's too strong, just add more liquid soap. If it's too weak, just add a couple drops of essential oils. So now we have a dog shampoo that has lavender, and 10 drops to an ounce. It has lavender for the fleas. It has rosemary for the ticks, and it has cedarwood atlas for the itching. At the same time, cedarwood atlas is a roach repellent. Remember cedarwood closet, repel mosses and so forth? So that's the same thing with cedarwood atlas. And then we shampoo the dog, and make sure to leave the shampoo on the dog for at least 5 minutes. If he has fleas, you'll see it come to the surface and drop to the floor and things like that. It is extremely effective. And when we rinse out, now what we have is a very fragrant dog that is very relaxing, because these oils are extremely relaxed. And when we hug them, we're hugging lavender, antibacterial, antiviral, we're hugging cedarwood atlas, relaxing and so forth. And when he's running around the house, he acts as a roach repellent. So There's a lot of benefits of using this for your dog. So that's one of them. But let's say that we have children and we have a problem with lice. We did this and we saw how it worked in back in the 90s in the United Tribe of Indians, where Janet Malcolm, which is a grandmother of herbs and natural plants, we began to blend for a problem they had of lice in school children. And we blended a shampoo that includes lavender, which repel lice. So let's say 10 drops of lavender per ounce. And then we added like 5 drops per ounce of cedarwood atlas for the itching. And that was it. And we saw right away how that took care of the lice problem. So the same thing like with the animals. You want to use this on your children, but leave the shampoo on for 5 minutes and then rinse it out. And then they will be protected with during the season, during the lice season. So if they already have it, then do the same thing only for 5 minutes, and you're going to see that very quickly it will be controlled. So we can do a lot with this base once we add the water to it. Another thing we can do is do any shampoo for us. So if we want an energy shampoo for the morning, we will put lavender, rosemary, peppermint, the alert. And then you have to, 10 drops of each is actually now 10 drops of the 3 of them per ounce, meaning 4 drops of lavender, 4 drops of peppermint, and 3 drops of rosemary. That would be 10 drops as a whole of the 3 oils in it. But if we have dandruff, the best dandruff shampoo is tea tree, meaning that in one shampoo, the dandruff will be gone. That's what we have seen. So that's 10 drops to an ounce to 20 drops to an ounce of the liquid soap. And shampoo, leave for 5 minutes in the hair, and then shampoo out. We can add cedarwood atlas if the skin is itching, because cedarwood atlas is what stops the itching of the skin. So now we have a dandruff shampoo that has tea tree and cedarwood atlas, which is excellent. Now let's say that we want an alert shampoo for the morning. Now we're going to use peppermint, just peppermint. 10 drops to an ounce of shampoo, and when you use that, and as we say shampoo, remember it's a liquid, it's in a liquid state, so we can do body suds. So we can actually use this all over the body as a shampoo for the body, not only the hair. By the way, what's good for your hair is good for your skin, and this is how you want to try anything that you use for your skin or your hair. To include this, what you do is you take a little bit of the material, whether it's a conditioner or a shampoo or a cream for skin. You take a little dab, put it in your hand, use it as a hand lotion. Your skin, if it's sticky, then you have wax. Definitely not good for your hair, not good for your skin. It remains on the top. Yeah, anything wax that is wax covered is nice and soft. Well, that's not actually feeding your skin or feeding your hair. If it's soft without stickiness, now that material, whether it's a soap or a cream, is great for hair, in a soap for cleansing, in a soy cream for leave-on conditioner. And we will talk a little more about that when we begin to make products for personal products. So this is an excellent material that we can replace many things. Liquid detergent, the same thing. Antibacterial shampoo, we just put 20 drops of lavender and then a few drops of peppermint for coolness per ounce of this watered down glycerin. and then put it in a pump and use it as an antibacterial shampoo. We're delivering antibacterial antivirals. We have that scientific data is available for that, so there's no denying on that. And we're not mutating any of that. And we're actually not being exposed to triclosan, which is an antibacterial synthetic that is found in antibacterial soap and gels that is connected with liver cancer. So, and thyroid dysfunction and so forth. So, we're doing it, reducing chemicals that we absorb in our skin. So, this is an excellent material to begin to replace many things that you use soap or that you use shampoo. Once we get to learn the active ingredients, which we'll do that in level 2, we begin to then realize how we can put it together to make any product for a purpose. All we need is the base, the delivery method. Okay, so that's the suds on this. You can also make bath liquid. Once again, your imagination is going to go into gear with you when you get into this. Now, one of the things, let me go ahead and pour this before I continue on. But I want to show you something that is really neat. Okay, let's see. We have liquid here. And some of you already have done this. So, if you have, you know what to do. It's a pour and melt method. And some of us, we haven't. So it's good to see. And it's as simple as pouring it. And then with a wooden stick, it's a popsicle stick, which comes very handy for this. Now I'm going to share with you my favorite of all, which is cinnamon. And it's not with the cinnamon oil, it's actually with regular cinnamon powder. It is an amazing soap for the face, for those who have oily skin. Amazing. You make one and you're going to get hooked to it. You just put enough cinnamon powder on the bottom of the mold, just enough to cover. Fill it up. And you'll see that the powder will be melting and it's getting a little darker. There we go. It's hard to see where you're at, but I can't bring it up because it's liquid. But it gets darker, just like the ones I have here that I pre-made. After 30 minutes in the mold, it will dry enough for you to take it out. And here I have done a few of them here to share with you. One of the things, oh, here's the cinnamon. Let's take out the cinnamon first. See, as you can see, it's dark brown. It is amazing. The smell, and for skincare, it's the best soap that I have used, and you'll be addicted to that one. Now, another thing that I use, which is really neat, is to make scrub. So you get a loofah. You can grow this, or you can buy this at the flea market or your farmer's market is your best bet. That's when you get the real nice loofahs, and they're very expensive, and they come full of seeds, so you can plant them and grow your own. But just get a piece, cut a piece like this, while it's still wet, and just insert it. Insert it inside, like I'm doing now. When it dries, this is what you have. So, it's a scrubbing soap, where you make it for the face or the whole body. That is really neat. You have a loofah, or you can also make your any of the soaps that you use for your hands, and you have a loofah. That is taken away for your feet, and then for the feet I will put tea tree, antifungal, peppermint for coolness, and then you have a scrubbing for your feet for dead skin, or your hands. Really neat, many things that you can do. You're going to come out with your own, and if you check YouTube, you have all kind of, a new world in this. But the main thing in our practice is to use the least amount of ingredient in a base to deliver the active ingredient. That's what we're after. What can we deliver, and what's the reason that we're making it? Now, if we're dealing with somebody with anxiety, then we're going to make a soap with ylang ylang. So when they take a shower, they're surrounded by that smell that it is known to control rapid heartbeat, rapid breathing. And we use it in our practice to make perfume for someone who has panic attacks, or to relax. So we will use ylang ylang. If we're dealing with somebody that has no energy, then we will use a soap to energize them. If we're dealing with somebody that has respiratory problem, then we will use cypress in the soap, or a pine needle, or spruce, which is Christmas trees, which is makes an excellent soap. Now you're taking a bath in respiratories. Excellent to do in the flu season for the family. And you can utilize the oils in different seasons in the year just to combat any of the illness that could be abundant during that time. So there's a lot of things that we can do with this, and we do in consultation. One of the really neat things, let me see what else I have here before I get. This is peppermint. Now, peppermint brings down your body temperature 4 to 6 degrees. So, somebody has a fever, this will be good. But this also will be good for somebody who wants to cool off. Now, I will share with you that if you take a shower with the soap, you're going to feel like a peppermint patty. It will bring your body temperature 4 to 6 degrees. It's one of my favorite ones. And it's one of my favorite ones when I use it. And this is what's really neat. Remember the old-fashioned way of shaving, maybe? You remember? Okay. Well, it's the most practical one, and you can deliver all kinds of wonderful things in it. This is a great way to shave. What you do is you just pour the liquid here, and then put whatever essential oils you want. In mine, I have peppermint to wake me up. I have lavender. And I might want to change it to other oils at different seasons. And you need a brush, and you see how much foam do we have? Now, this is not only for men. This is also great for women for shaving. You're eliminating tremendous amount of chemical from what you use for shaving. And when we're on the subject of shaving underarms, you need to begin to exchange your deodorant to milk and magnesium. You don't want to put 3 well-known carcinogens on your lymph nodes. So you want to begin to get milk and magnesia. You shake the bottle, use a little dab, and just enough to cover, and you're done. Once again, we're replacing chemicals in the products we use, and chemicals in the environment, because whatever products we use is diffusing the petrochemicals in our environment. So anyway, this is an excellent way to shave legs, underarms, face, and easy to do. Great gift. Great gift idea. It takes 2 seconds to do. Can't go wrong with that. All right, my friends, let's see what else we have here. We cover pet, we cover energy, we cover relaxing, hair dandruff, skin care. If we want to make a soap with a scrub, we can use ground oatmeal, or we can use sugar. When the soap begins to harden, begin to dry, I can drop sugars over here, and I will use Himalayan, I will use raw sugar. Or I could do salt for a salt scrub, and it would be a facial soap. And I would use Himalayan salt. So once again, this is a material that is really neat to work with. Try to find a craft store near you so you can get a good deal on this, or else the shipping is going to be costly. Although still, it's definitely worth it. But many things you can do with this basis. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye for now, or until I see you again on the next video. Meanwhile, thanks again for joining us. We have now level 2, 3, and 4 to certification. It's a lot of information to cover, so sit back, take notes, and if you have any question, please call, please email. We like to communicate. We want to make sure that communication and the education, the information is clear to all of us, because it is extremely important. This is not just how to use essential oils in aromatherapy. This is much more important than that, as you have read in level 1. Get ready for level 2. Until then, see you next. Thanks again.